Welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, we are going to be doing part 2 of making my dream winter wardrobe. And today, instead of crocheting, we're going to be knitting a pair of fingerless gloves. This is my first big beginner knit project because I recently learned how to do these stitches, so now we can actually use them to make something that I would wear this winter. Okay, so first we're going to go through the materials. For this, I use this really nice speckled yarn. It's white yarn that has black speckles of thinner yarn inside of it, and I think that's really nice and it does scream winter. And then we're also going to need a pair of scissors, stitch markers, and knitting needles. You can use round or straight knitting needles, but today I'm going to be using round needles. To start off making these fingerless gloves, you need to cast on 26, and this is for my hand measurements. It does take a bit of trial and error to get the right size for your hand. My hands are really small, so 26 was the right amount for me. And don't forget that yarn stretches too, so you don't want to make it too big and you also don't want to make it too small. Alright, so after you cast on 26, I did a long tail cast on, by the way. I'm going to start doing 5 rows of 1 by 1 ribbing. So this is where you knit the first stitch and then you purl the other stitch. Knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1, and you repeat that until you reach the end of the row. And you want to do that for a total of 5 times. So once you've done that, now we're going to be doing the main body of our fingerless glove, and I'm going to be using a stockinette stitch. So this is where you knit the first row all the way along and then you purl the next row, and I did that for a total of 19 rows. So what you want to do to know if you have enough stockinette stitches is to measure it on your hand and just see if it reaches your knuckles, because we're going to do another row of ribbing, so that's where you should stop. Okay, so after you've reached your desired length for your stockinette stitch, now we're going to do 5 more rows of 1 by 1 ribbing where you knit 1, purl 1, knit 1, purl 1 until you reach the end of the row, and you're going to repeat that until you have a total of 5 rows. Okay, so once you've done that, we can now cast off. And I did this cast off method. I just thought about it in my head and I was like, okay, let me just do that. So I knit the first stitch, then I looped over one of the stitches on my opposite knitting needle, and then I purled the other stitch and then put the loop over from my opposite knitting needle like this, and I just repeated the knit 1, purl 1 so I can have like a cast off ribbing so everything looks nice and symmetrical. Once you have cast off, you want to fold your glove in half and then make little indications where your thumb is going to go through. So I just used a stitch marker to mark where I should stop crocheting, and I'm crocheting this closed because I don't have a tapestry needle, so I'm just going to slip stitch this whole thing closed, but I definitely recommend that you use a sewing needle. And remember, do not sew up the whole end. You have to leave that bit open for your glove, for your finger to go through. And then once you've sewn it all together or crocheted it all together, then your glove is complete. And you want to go ahead and make another one. It's exactly the same pattern as we just did, and I love how these turned out. They're really, really easy to make, but for me it took me like 2 hours to make one, which is really long. I'm still really, really slow at knitting and still kind of new to the whole concept, but yeah, I love how they turned out, and I'm going to make some more in different colors and different yarns as well. Maybe some fluffy ones or some sparkly ones or just something. Alright guys, that is the end of today's video. I really, really hope you enjoyed it, and as always, I will see you in the next one.